We had a lot of
We're fine.
technical difficulties. There was a hurricane. Sorry.
How dare?
In the
Rivulet's
mean,
fault.
in the meantime, we're gonna try and rush right through our introductions one more time. In case you caught them last time, I apologize, but we're gonna do them again. Katie.
All right, we're going to be real fast here. Hello, Katie Downey, aka Goblin Katie. Big shout out to Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realm. Go ahead and throw the code into your game, Zobu Side Sled. You can hit exclamation point code in chat to get that spelling if you need it again. Massive thank you and big time love to our mods, Billith and Strike Red Kite. And I will be playing the Triton College of Eloquence bard, Dominique Jamon. Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Go,
We don't know.
Lauren.
I'm Lauren Urban, lauren-urban.com. I'm playing Fairlos, the Tabaxi Tempest Cleric, who is ready to go. Just ready to go. Let's do this.
Hello, I am Jen Kretschmer. You can find me on the interwebs as at DreamWisp or streaming on Twitch as DreamWisp Jen. Did you know there's a very important election coming up? Did you also know it's important to be registered to vote? Did you also know there's a really easy way to check if you are registered to vote through ResistBot, which is a fantastic service that you can vet online with all the places that have vetted it. But you can text from your phone, get involved, contact your reps on important issues. But importantly, today, you can text the word check to 50409, and they not only will check that you are registered to vote and confirm your voter registration, but they will also continue to check it monthly for you to ensure that you are not purged from your state's voter rolls, and make sure that they notify you that if something changes. So it's a set it and forget it for voter registration. So please do that. Today, I am playing your friendly neighborhood tsunami druid who will take full responsibility for the hurricane.
No, it is not Riv's fault. It is not. No, I'm not letting you take responsibility for that. But thank you for trying.
Oh, and we should mention we are missing Latia Jaquise tonight. We love her, and we are sad she is not here. But we do not have her this evening.
But she is in it for the long keel haul.
Oh,
thank you, Lurking Rider, for the inspiration. Hey.
All right. Is it back to me now? Sorry.
Yes.
All right. Go over our credits. Cartography by Shay and Peku. Cartography by Shay and Peku Sci-Fi. Maps by Lake Stratton. Maps by Eightfold Paper. Music by Tabletop Audio. Character tokens by Greek46. Overlays by Brian Podell of Exploding Dice. Again, thank you to our moderators, Billith and Strike Red Kite. I'm going to go over the summary
Last
one
thing
more
before
time.
we go to the summary, it is the end of September. If you want to support all of the folks that Sim just listed and help this stream grow and improve, it's a fantastic time to subscribe, get a discount on your sub, and help everybody out.
And if you gift a sub, I noticed that they give a bonus sub depending on how many.
I think it's if you gift 5, they do a bonus.
Yeah,
one.
I thought that was really cool.
Nice.
I never noticed that before.
All right, let's get into our summary real quick. I might read this a little quicker than normal just so we can get into it.
Yeah.
I hear her voice in the morning hour. She calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. And driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Take me home, country roads, John Denver. Lazare de la Fontaine stops the students from leaving and offers them some magic items for sale. The students peruse and settle on buying a few, then begin to get their fortunes read. The philosopher's fortune leads to Lazare bleeding on the floor, asking the students to leave. The trickster throws a fleeting detect thoughts at Lazare, and she hears static and a warning message about cryo chambers before collapsing as well. The other students help her up, and she weakly leads them to Rael, a dead angel nearby she's communed with on occasion. She asks for help with healing the damage to her soul and receives it, along with directions to the Island of Dreams. The students head back to school and settle into their dorm. Frog in a wizard hat arrives and asks if it's all right that he stay in their dorm, as he has now become a student at the academy. The students invite him to go along with them to the Isle of Dreams, and he enthusiastically accepts. The philosopher reads a letter from home. Things are taking a turn for the worse, but not much can be done now. Actually, I got that wrong. It's the trickster. Yeah, I did that earlier, yeah. I haven't edited it yet.
That's fine.
The trickster reads a letter from home. Things are taking a turn for the worse, but not much can be done now. The acolyte receives a visitor and a booklet to help her absentee vote in Havern. The trickster then attunes to... I got that one right this time. Then attunes to her ring of mind shielding and discovers that the real Dominique she's been impersonating is hiding inside. They speak frankly, and the real Dominique goes silent. Charles Moriarty decides to visit the students before it gets too late, and before they can ask him if he'd like to join them on an adventure, he asks them if those familiar with the old Kasari Empire know where West Virginia is. It is 10:21 p.m. on Hunter's Day, the 11th of Dreams. The sun is still up and will be for a few months yet, and the repair system's just kicked in, so the crisis is averted. So do you guys know where West Virginia is?
Well, I remember.
South of Riddle.
Yeah, I remember hearing about an East Virginia in a book I read, but it was a fiction book, so I assumed it was a fictional place.
I don't know if I know where West Virginia is. Do I know where West Virginia is?
Oh, we did. Well, we were going to stick with our
Can
rolls
we
from
roll
earlier.
again?
I was
We
just gonna
all
stick with
roll.
mine because I found it funnier. But if
I
y'all,
didn't know
yeah.
if we were going to roll
Yeah,
again
yeah.
or use previous numbers.
We'll stick. We got through a little bit of this before we realized we were buffering really hard. Everyone rolled earlier. No one managed to succeed on a check of understanding where West Virginia is. But if
I did add it to my research list.
Yes,
that's true. If you read about an East Virginia, doesn't that imply the existence of a West Virginia?
Oh, and a north and a south, but none of those were listed in the book that I read. And once again, like, it's supposed to be a fictional place, or at least the book I was reading was all made up. I hope.
The Virginians are the Virginies. Yes, they are very private people. They don't like anyone knowing where they are at any given time. So the borders, they kind of float.
I just thought it was a Somner thing where like like one of the beholder types dreamt it up and then they just made it. But I thought I'd check and see if it wasn't something from the old Kasari Empire. Either way,
Or it's a prank because it's that time of year.
that is true. Speaking of, I have an idea. I want to make everybody in the school dance at the same time. I don't know to what yet, but I thought that would be really funny.
All right. Well, what style of dance are you thinking?
Oh, wait, ballroom dancing. I think that would be the funniest.
I mean, I've always been very partial to a paso doble, but to be honest, I'm still not at all interested in participating in this prank war, so I'm going to participate by not giving anyone any indication that you are doing anything. And Fairlos would turn and continue to write in her book, although she's still definitely listening.
How do you intend to do this?
We can actually condense down a little bit of this because we are going to move ahead. If you'd like to help him, you can. But we should talk a little bit about what's going to happen over the next few days. First of all, you're going to be going to your classes, coming in and out of your classes. Dominique, I think you had plans to pull a particularly large prank.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to need to speak with Rivulette about it.
Yes.
Before I take action.
All right.
Rivulette, I had a thought. And this is not around Furlos. This is outside of the room. Furlos is not in sight.
We can say this is the moment that I'm going down to the ship at some point to just look over everything and make sure that the ship is literally in ship shape, since of all of us, I've had the most experience on a ship.
Yeah.
So I will. And also Fairlos is antsy to go.
Your brother's going to come with you too.
That's fine. He can swing a hammer just as well as I can. So yeah, that's where I am right now, as I'm fixing the ship.
So I had a thought about something I would like to do this year. I was thinking about it, and if I win, it's the same thing over and over. And I really don't care who wins as long as it is not His Highness. So.
All right.
I had a thought. What if we could convince whoever manages the points to switch them all to Fairlos's name? It would be one prank. So each of us would only get 1 point because we are pranking Fairless.
But the points are awarded on the scale of the prank, are they not?
No, number of victims.
But would that not, in theory, be by extension.
Ferlos is the target and the victim of the prank because Ferlos does not want to win.
Would it not better serve this objective to make Ferlos the one who does the decisive action to cause it to happen?
Do you think Ferlos
to
would?
push the domino, so to speak.
Do you think
We
Ferlos
set up the
would?
chain, and then Ferlos activates it, and therefore
I see
all
what you're
of the credit
saying.
goes to Ferlos.
Yes. I like this. Do you think
I
we
like your
could
idea.
fool? Could we fool them with an illusion?
Well, I'm not particularly skilled at illusions.
How convenient that we do have someone who is. I believe.
true.
Let me double check how good I am at illusions. Not that great. All right. Plan B. How do we convince?
You didn't take any classes in stage makeup or no.
Oh wait, yes I did. I forgot completely.
You have a disguise kit. Yeah.
I do. So I could go ahead and get fuzzy. And
or perhaps all that would need to be seen is a tail or an ear or just a bit. I don't know.
I like the idea of just a bit. If it's just the tail, I can do that. And she flourishes her hand, and a illusion, minor illusion.
I just want to confirm that Ferlos and Fro have different tails, because what we don't want is to set it up for Ferlos and for Fro to get the credit.
Although if Ferlos is then told afterwards, she would find that hysterical funny. But yes, for those that don't know, Fro, the brother, is a snow leopard style tabaxi, while Ferlos is the orange and black styled tabaxi. So they are different colors, even though they are fraternal twins.
I mean, I like this plan. So how do we do this? The school awards the points, right?
That is how it works, right, Sam?
That is, in fact, how it has worked, yes.
Okay.
Well, let me put it this way. That's how... So the person who announces point tallies is the headmaster. It's possible he's just interpreting information he's picking up from the school.
Does he read it off a sheet, or does he...
No. He announces it from memory, it seems.
I try messaging the school.
How often does he
Daily.
announce? Daily. Has he announced yet today? He announced today.
Yes, dinner he announced. And Charles Moriarty is currently in the lead.
Well, what I was going to do is try and follow him right before whenever he would be getting that information, and literally be a fly on the wall.
Okay. Well, you can. You want to follow him for like a whole day?
I mean, yeah.
Well, you've got multiple days.
It's a waste of a day, but
you've got multiple days. If you want to just follow him just before dinner to see if he gets anything then.
Or just kind of try and find out when he gets that information, because it has to be close to dinner time, right? Because it has to be the most current version of that information.
You would imagine,
a dessert.
And if I can find that out in advance, then perhaps we can switch that information.
Right. I could just ask the school when it tells him.
Absolutely. Though, are we sure the school is reliable? Because I'm not certain that you're getting information directly from the school and not as a prank from someone else.
And that is entirely possible. There is no way to know.
I think I heard you say you cast message.
I did, yes.
What are you going to say?
Bonjour, school. I do not suppose I could ask you a few questions about the contest?
Wait, I have a question. Okay. Spell question. Message has to be to a person, right?
A creature, yeah.
A creature? Okay.
It worked previously, though.
And it doesn't have to be... Well, what I'm wondering is if it basically, it has to be a creature that can speak? Because it has to whisper back?
Yeah, it needs to be something that can...
It's not
it says
telepathic.
whisper, it's not telepathic. It needs to be something that can speak back, but
what I'm trying to determine
inaudible.
is is this a person? Would it be something that the school can't answer because the school is not a creature who could respond to message, and a person can?
I have to point for it to work,
Yeah.
and it can only go through 1 foot of stone.
To be fair, that is how message works. It has to be pointing at the creature that you're talking to.
Yeah.
So if you're hearing something back, they would have. Depends on when and where you do it.
I mean, if someone's
Like-
invisible fucking with me, then yeah.
But they'd have to be
Like,
around
but
you
do-
for a
do you get-
reliably long period of time.
Do you get what I'm saying? I'm trying to do like the when you
do.
can determine what plane you banish something to by the top or
Yeah.
not. Like,
Yeah.
Can you
and
stand?
this may be me being too mechanical on the spell, but
well,
it says
I think
can reply in a whisper that only you can hear. I've always interpreted that to basically be, even if not technically telepathy, the same function as telepathy.
okay.
I mean, and I may not have a vested interest in whether you pull off this prank, but I do have a vested interest in knowing that the school is what we're actually talking to. And I think that kind of being careful makes sense for all of us to be. And so I think if any of this conversation, not the reason for it, but like, how do we know
I
it's
think
the
there's
school?
a conversation. It is one I would have, because I always interpreted that
Sure.
as it has the target has the option to reply or not. If you're talking to a person or not.
Yeah.
Like you.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
that
wonder
is,
if-
that is my understanding.
I wonder if there's clarification on that.
Well,
It says they can reply. That
So-
tells me they don't have to, but they have
For
the
sure.
option to.
So our room has a window facing out, and we are, I'm assuming, not on the first floor, right? We're somewhere.
No.
Okay. So,
Somewhere in the middle.
well, Dominique, here's my suggestion. The next time you want to talk to the school to make sure that it is the school and nobody else, the best thing to do is come over to this wall next to the window, point at the wall, and talk to the school. Because in order for it to then get to somebody else, not only does it got to get through the wall, but then somebody's got to be outside floating. What is it, like 100, 120 feet away within that
Give or
range?
take.
So the chances of it hitting anybody else, I would like to think, are pretty small. So you look out the window, there ain't nobody there. You point at the wall and you message the school. Now, if you excuse me, I better go back to helping my brother with the boat, because he's very good at swinging a hammer and not very good about figuring out where to swing a hammer.
Is he now?
That's not what I meant, and you know it.
Okay, so what was your message? And are you gonna probably follow through on the point at a wall that
Yeah.
faces outward?
That's pretty clever. That tracks. In fact, I'm just gonna pop my finger on the wall.
Okay.
I have bonjour school. I have a question for you, if you have a moment.
Well, I have plenty of moments, man.
Excellent. I have a question about a couple of questions about the prank war.
Oh yeah, the prank war, man. That's been going on for a couple days now, and just seeing all sorts of people doing really well with it, and it's pretty heartening. I like to watch students are enjoying themselves in a wholesome manner.
Indeed, it is very entertaining. So, who scores this?
Man, the students score.
Ah, the students score it. But who reports the number of points to the headmaster?
I'm not sure I should be telling you the sort of details of that to this level. It would be an unfair advantage. Don't you
No,
think?
I don't want to do anything that would put you in an awkward situation or make you uncomfortable. I am simply trying to plan the greatest prank this school has ever seen. But if you do not want to be involved, I understand completely, and I will not push you. It's going to be good, though.
All right. Make a persuasion check with a DC of 23.
Oh,
I
wait,
was
wrong
hoping
one.
there'd be a
I rolled the
persuasion
wrong
against
one.
a building.
I mean, I'll take it. That was a crit, but I rolled the wrong button, so it should be
Oh,
a 30.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you roll the wrong, but it's not showing up. But I'll trust you on that one. Um,
Oh, because I closed Roll20 at some point.
yeah,
Sorry.
you're not in the actual thing, but I
Yeah.
can always look if you rolled it
It's
in
in
the
the-
campaign.
yeah.
It'll be there.
Yeah, it's in there.
Yup, it's
So you
there.
rolled a nat 20,
I rolled a
Uh-huh.
nat 20.
son of a bitch. All right. Well, just for the sake of brevity, I mean, that's enough to persuade him that he wants to be involved in this. But I'm sorry, that's enough to persuade them that they would like to be involved in this particular
Okay.
encounter with you. So what's the plan exactly?
So, real quick, just going to jump back to conversing with Rivulet.
Sure.
So, what we want to do is have the points given to Furless, right?
Yes.
Excellent.
So the goal is to convince to convince the headmaster that
Mhm.
the points that Fairlos is in it has the overwhelming points lead on, I guess, on the last day of the contest, correct? It has to be the last day of the contest.
Absolutely. All right. School, is there something else I can call you?
No.
All right. Then, all right, school, here's what we're thinking. So, everyone has been going through and getting these points and excited about participating, but we had a thought. There is one person in this school who does not take part in it. They are so serious, so stuffy at times. They're trying to have more fun. And to facilitate that, we thought it would be very entertaining if they were to win this year. So, we are thinking the greatest prank in the history of the school would be at the final tally if the prank were all the points to be reassigned to Fairlos.
I think I could probably could handle that. I think I could probably do that for you.
Oh, you are amazing! This would be the pièce de résistance, as they say.
All right. Well,
Do you need anything from us to assist with this?
no, I can always just lie to the headmaster and tell him that that cat person there managed to pick up all. Well, I tell you what. All right, that's what I'll do. I tell you what. That's gonna be a complex maneuver, but I'll do exactly what you told me.
Boy, howdy, I bet you will. And I will pop back. The school is in on it. Now, you will still need to listen in because if the headmaster does not buy it, we've got to have a plan B.
All
right.
right.
I don't know who you're talking to.
Rivulet.
I got you.
So I assume we will spy on the headmaster before the final feast. And if you notice something disquieting him, then we can try to resolve the matter. Thoughts?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
I was just saying that once everything is wound up and he goes to get the information, it would be helpful if you are still watching the headmaster, because
Yes.
if he seems unconvinced, we may need to take action.
Understood.
All right.
I'm excited.
In the meantime, some of you are getting letters and or replies to letters that you've sent. Now, Essica's not here, so we'll handle that in the next session. But Furlos,
Hi.
you get a a campaign pamphlet from the Hivern First Party.
Does it come after I've already received my ballot?
It does.
Well,
Because it's coming in the regular mail, so it's possible you've already voted.
I would have. So the cat sent me that stuff, quote unquote, last night.
Yeah.
And I think while Charles was talking to all of my friends about his prank, I was sitting on the bed reading through the pamphlet and doing all the voting. And then the cat came and I did it because I'm like, I have other things that I need to be focused on for this week. And so I need to get this out of the way now. So I think when that pamphlet arrives, I think Fearless looks at it and goes, well, you're $1 late and a day short.
That's fair. I've also put it on your screen right now.
Oh, okay. The current administration is attempting to drag the provincial union into a war with dwarves halfway across the world. Haven't we thrown away enough Hivernian lives in the pursuit of freedom of others? Think it's high time we focus on our own problems. Did you know that the murder rate in Riddle has risen over 1,200% in the last year? Oh, they're really just, they're going to make it, they're all about fear. It's all about fear. Okay, we put Hivern first. You should too. Join the Hivern First party today. Well, once again, you need to learn, and she's just talking to the paper like you can hear, you need to learn to postmark your stuff a lot quicker than that. And she just folds up the letter and puts it away.
It's understandable, yeah. All right. And
I will, if Fro has been helping me on the boat,
Yeah.
at one
he got one too, yeah.
At one point, I'll be like, "Have you actually voted yet? Did you get the cat?"
Well, I kind of forgot. I mean, yeah, I've still got the book. I haven't sat down and read it yet. I didn't.
You should
I
probably
plan on it.
Yeah, you should probably do that pretty soon because then you're not gonna have to be bothered by other things like this. Also,
Oh, I got one of those too.
yeah. Well, more of them are probably gonna come, so you might as well get
What a-
that done. Also,
What
you
a
should.
bunch of assholes.
Anyone who's gonna stoke that kind of fear is not someone that I want to be involved with. But more importantly, I think I told you we're going on this mission in a couple of days.
Yeah.
As you can probably see, this boat needs a bit more crew than me and my friends. Are you going to be around to be able to help?
Of course.
Good. I'd appreciate it. I trust you. I just didn't know if you were going to be upset that I was going to ask you to be a crew under me instead of being on your boat.
That's all right. I got my other boat if I ever want to go out on my own sailing, so it's fine.
I don't think that's your brother. A sibling would never react that way to taking commands from another sibling.
We're pretty close. We're pretty close, actually. This is
They've exchanged back and forth who's in charge
All right,
in
that's
certain
fair.
contexts multiple times.
But in stuff like this, and yeah, like we get along pretty well. Well then, officially welcome to the Second Hand Souls Trading Company.
I really like that name. That's quite clever.
It was a group effort, and I'm glad that you enjoy it. Now, why don't you go and vote and get that vote done, and then we'll go fix that crack in the main part of the hull. Lauren says, realizing that she still does not know enough about ships to be able to just pull a ship term out of her mind. But there we go. Thank you for letting me do that.
Fair enough. All right. Let me give me 1 second here. Dominique, you get another message from the Duke Jamon. Go ahead and show it, please.
My dearest Dominique, I have good and bad news. The good news is I have saved Esme from the fall of the Trident. The day before mass execution, myself and a number of my guard infiltrated the Palace the Abyss and released the rebels. The effects of this are still rippling out, but the Crown will know it was me soon enough. The past few years, I found myself dreaming of going on adventures just like you. Having such an exciting life seemed better sometimes than the day-to-day drudgery of my own. I no longer envy you. Overnight, myself and the Free Rebels have begun a trip to our ancestral home. House Roche, is it Roche or Roche?
Rush.
House Roche pursues, probably out of habit, but they will not catch us before we arrive at the Isle of Colors. Perhaps we will return to the capital one day, perhaps not. I thought I'd be coming to visit you in exile sooner rather than later, but deep down, I think I always knew this was my future. We will not rest until Brescia is free, I swear it. Enclosed is another 15 platinum. Liberated from House Lemaire's treasury itself. Make it last, I think I have a rebellion to finance. With love, your father, Duke Etienne Jamot.
Just so you can have a little bit of knowledge, House Roche is a house that supports the crown.
Right.
House Lemaire is the current royal house.
Okay.
Those are the only. And the Isle of Colors is yes, it's technically it's underwater, but it's not on the bottom of the water. It's floating.
Okay.
So it's considered an island in regards to your culture, but
Got it.
it's the Isle of Colors is the and the Palais des Abyss is the palace of the royal family.
Okay. I'll have read that to both of you once we had gotten back together, just for sake of ease.
Well, that's got to be a load off your mind.
And I'm sorry, you said the Palais des Abyssés is what?
It's the royal palace.
Yo,
It's good and it is not great.
Okay. Thank you.
I mean, no one likes being kicked out of their home, but it sounds like, in the grand scheme of things, everybody is alive and safe and away from those who
Now.
would do them harm.
For now. But that bitch of a queen is not going to let one of her nobles, especially a duke, get away with defying her so publicly. By releasing all of the accused, that's 200 people that he broke out of royal incarceration for treason. He is going to be marked.
But he now has 199 other people with him to help. And
200, because he got Esme too.
Oh,
There were
I was counting
200
him among
arrested.
the. Oh, okay, so I was counting him
He's
amongst the
201.
200. Ah,
He's 201.
so yeah.
So what's the capital of the Isle of Colors?
The Isle of Colors is just the House Jameau, basically their
Estate.
lands,
Yeah.
estate and lands. Yeah.
Okay, and so returning to the capital is where they were being held?
Yeah, at Brescia.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know how safe they will be going home. It's your defenses are as strong as the loyalty of the people who maintain them.
This is true, but I would like to think that if I had been broken out of prison for something that I believed strongly that I was doing correct, and the person who broke me out of prison helped me get to safety, I think I would be fairly loyal to that person.
I would like to think so, yes. I'm more worried about the household staff than I am the people he broke out.
Mm.
There are spies in every house in Brescia. It's just part of it.
Once we're done visiting the island that we're headed to, how far away is this Isle of Colors?
Thinking back to the map versus where the Isle of Colors is, how far a journey is that?
I pull out the map.
It's probably actually, it's not closer now because it's on the opposite side of Brescia from here. Oof.
When traveling around Brescia, do they
Yeah.
have patrols that inspect ships or anything
Oh,
like that?
for sure. In fact, speaking on something that Jen actually asked a couple of sessions ago, Brescia something you've heard in the more recent last couple of days, Brescia has begun deploying some sort of underwater traveling ship.
I hate it. Thank you. The issue is we will have to avoid the patrols that surround the waters around Brescia. But there is a chance that we could do it.
Well, I don't have the answer to this suggestion that I have, but I don't see why we have to avoid them. If we are a legitimate trading company on regular old legitimate business, then wouldn't it be less suspicious if we were to put ourselves up for inspection, let them look at our ship, and go about our business without anyone suspecting otherwise?
Legitimately.
With legitimacy.
There is a complication to that, but it is one that I would rather discuss when I know there is not a possibility of anyone being around us.
Okay. Like I said, I don't necessarily have the answer to how to do that besides the normal means, and we still got to take care of that errand to save the world first.
Right. Pardon my discretion, but there are large pieces moving right now, and I do not want to see anyone harmed that does not have to be.
I think that is a good idea. I can respect that.
So, we should probably go file the trading company name.
Rivulet, you also receive a letter.
Oh.
From your mother,
Oh.
Renee.
Okay.
Mom.
Gonna do that. Show to players, and then after you read this, we'll probably go on our break, and we'll actually keep it to like a tight 10 or 15 minutes, just because we spent so much time earlier.
So there. Oh, yeah, puzzly stuff. Sorry, there are bolded letters in this.
How do
Rivulet.
you know that could be anything?
Sorry, Jen's brain did things that maybe Rivulet's brain did not do. I have not decided yet. So far below the waves, I'd never have expected our garden to look so lovely. Your favorite flowers are blooming. Some vegetables are nearly ready to harvest. Take care of yourself and study hard. Everyone, and especially your father, is missing your laughter. Make sure to enjoy your time at school, though. Sending a package with treats soon. Sharks have damaged our fence. Time for repairs, I suppose. All the neighbors are helping, but your father is impatient. Looks like I need to remind him how lucky we are. Explain it to him, you know? Recently, I found one of your old journals while cleaning. Each one brought back wonderful memories of our time together. Please tell me you remember those afternoons by the Brine River. All those days fill my heart with joy. It's comforting. Reading that makes me miss you a little less. Sometimes I wish you were here. So much. Time seems to pass so slowly without you around. Another picnic with the family is planned for next month. Remember to stay warm. Things are just not the same without you here. I hope to hear all about your school days soon. Never forget that you are deeply loved. Give my regards to your teachers. I should have paid more attention at the start. Renee.
And with that, I think we will take our break.
We'll be
So,
right back.
how long? 10 minutes?
Let's make it 15 because
15.
yeah.
Awesome.
15?
But we'll actually try to keep it to actually 15.
Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back.
So,
All right, stick around, everybody. We'll be right back.
See you in 15 minutes. We were a minute late. I'm so sorry.
It's my fault. We were talking about cool things.
It's fine.
Time is a construct.
Time is an illusion to help things make sense. Yes. Welcome back to Players and Book. Let's go over our credits real quick, and then we'll get right back into it. Cartography by Shay and Peku. Cartography by Shay and Peku Sci-Fi. Maps by Luke Stratton. Maps by Eightfold Paper. Maps by Tabletop Audio. Character tokens by Greek 46. Overlays by Brian Podell of Exploding Dice. I'll get that one right more accurately in the future. And moderators Billith and Strike Red Kite. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
All right. I believe, Furlos, you're helping to repair the ship. Oh, no. We just got your letter. Rivulet's letter.
Yes.
Yes, we did. And I am just putting it in my notes, but I believe I have cracked the puzzle in it.
Why am I not
Riv? Because I'm a nerd. Does Riv recognize that something is off about those specific letters?
I mean, the whole thing is a little awkward.
Yeah, there's something strange about it. And kind of intuitively, Riv is finding pieces that just feel wrong. You know, when sometimes you look at a word and like it's spelled wrong, or you just know that 2 + 2 isn't equaling 5 in this situation. And Riv sort of is able to assemble those pieces, and out of the letter from her mother comes the words systems stable, repairs starting. No context beyond that. And that's weird.
Is that something you tell all of us, or is that?
Yeah, I think I've grabbed a pen and a paper and started just writing it out, and I think you'll see it. And Riv looks very puzzled.
The power from the divine twin engine. Perhaps it's affiliated with that.
How would my mother know about that, though?
How are you the dreamer?
Wait,
are you sure
not a clue.
Your mother is your mother?
Oh, now we're getting into.
I'm sorry, but everything is
as much as I can be sure. Are you sure your mother is your mother?
I don't know my mother.
Well, then the answer to both is no, I suppose. I don't know.
Well, we will go through this mystery together, Rivulet.
Well, here's the thing. And I say this because my brother and I are very positive we know who our mother is. Riv, does it really matter if she loves you? If she loves you, then who cares if she really is your mother or not? She's acting as your mother.
Because what if she is some sort of projection of a powerful being, or somehow affiliated with this chamber and all of that I heard?
And maybe she is, but at this moment, and for your life, if she has been treating you as a mother should, then that is the most important thing, right?
I mean, regardless, maybe this letter isn't from her, but this message is here. And I don't know whether it's... I suppose it could be referring to the...
I am wondering if it is that, or if it is when Monsieur de La Fontaine tried to pirate you, and everything went cattywampus. It could have been something involving that, not something involving you offline.
I don't know.
I don't know that we have enough information.
Have I ever gotten a message that's similar to this before?
You get letters from your mother and father regularly,
but never with
but not
words
nothing with
like
words
this
hiding in it. I mean, also
that I know of.
I mean, if you didn't, here's the problem. If you didn't have context of previous statements that kind of relate to these sorts of words, you could have previously gotten letters, and I don't know what you would do with them. Maybe you get rid of them, maybe you keep them somewhere, but you possibly could have gotten letters in the past that contained things that you didn't have context to recognize.
Yeah.
Hey, Riv, can I try something real quick at that letter, if you don't mind?
Of course. And I hand it to Fairlos.
I'm going to take the letter and I'm going to stand holding my hammer in one hand and the letter in the other. And I'm going to take 11 minutes and cast Detect Magic. Because I can
Ooh.
cast it as a ritual. And because I seem to remember that when the blue writing showed up in all of our places, that Essequa was able to not only recognize that it was magical, but that she said that there was something weird about the magic, and so maybe if that's what's going on with your letter, and I'm gonna give it a try.
There is a trace, a very small trace of magical energy off of this letter. The School of Magic is something beyond the normal schools of magic, just like some previous magics you've run into.
Okay. Wow, I see why Essequa was so bothered by that. So, remember how Essequa said that the blue writing was a kind of magic she had never encountered before?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Your letter's got that on it too. Now, your letter's got magic on it that I cannot recognize. It is possible it is a different type of magic that I can't recognize, but how it seems like it would be weird for them not to be connected. I hand back the letter.
Huh.
So,
All right.
So it's very possible your mother wrote a very normal letter, and then whatever caused the magic to show up on all of our stuff decided to highlight very specific words.
May I see your letters?
Absolutely. I mean, mine is boring. I will admit I only read through half of it.
Looking at their letters, is there anything like that on their letters? And if there is, and it's not ready for me to read, I'm happy to read that at a future. Oh, you're muted, Sim.
Make an I noticed it as it told me. Make an investigation check. Your DC for this is a 18.
Just shy.
Guidance.
I can try. We'll see if it gets me there. I'll throw a guidance on there. I've got to get a 4 to get there. Nope. 3 away. And I don't think I have any inspirations to spend. No.
What was your exact question again, just so I can be clear about my
If
response?
any of their letters had the same sort of.
You know what? I will say this, because Furlos and you are both conversing on this particular topic. I think that should be enough to count as assistance.
Nice.
Okay. And I'll also throw on Detect Magic detects it in anything in the region. So
that's true. Actually, does my Detect Magic detect it on any of those other letters as we pull all of our letters out? Because it's 10 minutes.
Yes.
Okay, and then let me give that investigation again and see if I can.
So there you go. That's how I give you assistance. I go, you know what? All of our letters have got this here.
Exact same thing.
Yeah, and your guidance would be this. That's the guidance roll for it.
I mean, I'll give the guidance roll again, but it's
no, because you would have picked between. It's advantage, so you would have picked between the two.
Oh, it's advantage. I'm sorry, it's not a whole new roll. Okay,
but
yeah, exact same roll twice.
The fact that the Detect Magic pings, I think, at least makes us suspicious. Because and just to be clear, I'm detecting the same weird magic.
Yeah, with the same weird magic, and with a 15, that is going to tell you that, at least on the surface, these are normal letters with no hidden messages. Nothing obvious like on yours.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I was going to throw this away, but I guess I will keep it now. And I just thought this was spam. I wonder if my brother got something similar.
You can check that. That's a very easy thing for you to check.
I'll at the very least, like, do a detect magic on the same letter that he got just to confirm, like, do all these letters have some kind of residual magic on them, or is it only...
His is non-magical.
I can get it to a 17 if I just took a 10 on it. I'm one shy if I take a 10 on it.
Yeah, we're already past it, I think, at this point.
But that's okay. Like, you thinking about it got us suspicious, so I think we just got to mull over this. And literally you thinking about that all of our letters meant that I did not throw mine away, because Fairless was going to turn it into a paper airplane and throw it off the side of the school.
Valid.
As
A
one
valid
does.
solution. Please don't throw trash into the ocean.
It's biodegradable. It's going to be, but now I will not.
Carlos, do you think ever at the time you've been at the school you've ever thrown something off the edge?
Probably.
I mean, you're a cat. You gotta.
I think she would have the thought of, is this going to hurt somebody, or is this going to cause a problem? I think she would be conscious of that. But yeah, an apple core, a paper airplane. I do think, she would definitely be something like that.
Yeah, we can go over this. If you've ever thrown something like an apple core off, that has fallen like normal, but a paper airplane will come back to you.
Oh yeah, at some point during our school time, you have found Fairlos on the side of the school with like 5 paper airplanes, going like, you gotta watch this. I've never done this, but I thought my paper airplanes always kind of sucked. But look at this.
And then back.
And is it like they somehow managed to spiral around back
seems
to
like
me?
It, yeah.
Or like someone grabbed it with a mage hand and went yoink?
Hard to tell.
Okay.
Very similar. It's hard to tell.
Yeah. That's like probably a monthly thing, Fairless, when she gets real annoyed. When she's like super annoyed at something that she can't control, that's something that she can't deal with. You will find her on the side of the school.
If you've done a bunch of testing over the last 3 years, which I would imagine if that's the case, you probably have thrown a bunch of different things off at some point in the past. Things that are, for lack of a better word, biodegradable, they just go.
Okay.
But and obviously that some people got thrown off recently and they went too.
Yes. But that would have caused harm and she wouldn't have done that.
Yeah. But in your case, stuff like paper or anything a little bit more solid than obviously foodstuffs or drinks or whatever, those always come back to the edge somehow. And with the paper airplanes, it's a lot more fantastical. They kind of and then come back. Some of them just go back onto the edge, the school grounds, I should say.
I think the way that she figures that out is at one point she's not upset. She's like, oh, this paper airplane sucks. And she balls it up and just throws it. And then
Yeah.
And then you find her like Cool Hand Luke on the side, just throwing a ball, playing catch, and throwing a ball and playing catch. Anyway, sorry. I got very distracted. Very, very distracted. I'll keep a hold of this and we'll kind of mull it over and see. I mean, maybe when Essequa gets back, we can see if she got a letter that's got that same telltale magic on it.
Yeah, Esqua's been hanging she's had a lot of internship responsibilities this week that she's been having to deal with currently. But you guys, so you've asked Frog and a Wizard Hat and Fro.
Yep.
Charles interrupted you before you got a real chance to ask him last time around, so if you'd still like to approach him, you can. And then you had some other people in mind, I believe. But,
Abelina, Elizabeth, and Grimtooth.
Who do you want to start with out of the 4?
I'd like to go to Evelina.
So you don't want to start with Charles?
Oh, wait, he's in the room. Yeah, why don't we do that?
Well, I mean, he can be in the room. He comes by and hangs out with you guys.
I think we're doing jumping around in these couple of days.
Got it. Okay.
I think it's also good to start with Charles, because wasn't that going to inform whether Elsbeth comes with?
Yep. So, all right, the dance prank didn't go as well as I thought it would. Well, I okay. So instead of everybody dancing like normal, everybody danced on the ceiling, which was really hard to come back. It's thankfully we had enough feather falls to make it so that nobody got hurt, but it could have gone. I think I screwed up the spell slightly.
It happens. Nobody was actually hurt. It's okay.
Did they dance their way up to the ceiling, or they just?
No, they just flipped end over end and then landed on the ceiling, and then.
Oops.
But they were doing ballroom dancing on the ceiling, which was really, really funny, but also a lot more dangerous than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Win some, lose some, I suppose.
I mean, it's still considered a successful.
Oh, I think
prank, right?
I think I still did it. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to talk to him?
Sorry?
We're
About
going
what?
on a trip. Do you want
Do
to
we
help?
want to talk to him about that the prank war was being extended by a week?
Oh, that's right. They are. All right. So apparently, there was an issue with how some of the individuals were scoring points,
Mhm.
and so they have decided to wipe the slate clean and start over from the beginning. So,
Oh,
not necessarily the worst thing.
I was so far ahead.
No, I thought they were continuing the points through, but
Oh,
they
was
were
that
just
what they
adding
said?
another week to continue.
Oh, I
Oh,
misunderstood.
So
okay.
people
All right.
they felt like people were learning a lot this time around.
That's
And
fair.
it's just
Nice.
but here's the thing, they're not telling everybody. They're kind of trying to keep it as a prank within the prank war. So like you have to know about it in order to participate.
Baron. Okay, so to
Like
give you
you're
guys,
a high scoring
you will need a deception check for this.
I know I will.
Um,
But I am getting help here from my good friend.
yeah.
I'm
So,
helping by
let's see.
staying quiet.
Let me. While you're doing that, let me load up his.
Let's see how this goes the
character.
first time and then see how much help I need. Oh no, I thought it was never mind. It's a 16. I saw a 0 off in the corner and I thought I had a 20, but it's not. So it's a 16.
Heartbreaking.
Let me load up Charles really quickly here. All right. Oh, he doesn't have any proficiency in insight, so let's see how this goes. That ain't gonna get him there. At least for the moment, he certainly believes you.
So, Charles, anyone who you think is a candidate to stay in and is doing well enough to really stay involved, let them know, but just keep it quiet otherwise.
No problem.
Now that we've got the important...
This is the extent of how Regulate can actually play a prank in the prank war. No magic, just sneaky, silent.
Hey,
just convincing lies. I mean, that's
Was-
Just
good.
a convincing.
Was that all,
goofy
or
game.
No,
No, there's something else.
now that the important thing is out of the way, we are going on a trip in a couple of days, and we need some people that we trust to help man the crew. And this is not a prank. You know me. I'm not involved in any of that. Would you be interested in joining us? It is potentially dangerous.
I just realized this is all going to blow up in our face, and it's all my fault.
I'm excited about that. Yes.
Yeah, the minute you said a week, I was like, okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Nope, that's okay.
No, it's
Oh,
okay. Yeah,
I'm
I'll
so-
come along. It's fine. I really wanted to win.
Yeah, well, think of it this way. The mission that we are going on is going to be way
my
more...
friends need help. I'm there. Don't worry about that. But
I can respect that, and thank you. But I should also assure you, it is going to be dangerous, but it is very important.
then I will be there to help you.
Thank you. And I'll give him this dock at this point at this time and that blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
And Fairless won't give any
He's
more
very
details.
dejected, by the way. He's extremely dejected right now.
Fairless won't give any more details at that moment, but she will say, we'll give you a full rundown of what exactly we're doing once we all get on the ship. We'll brief everybody there for
Okay.
safety concerns. And once again, please know that you can trust me on this. I am not trying to do a prank on you. This is a serious
I
matter.
trust you.
Okay.
Yeah, I trust you. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna go. God, that really, that's awful. All right, I'll be available when you need me. Bye.
Have a good night.
Yep.
Once he leaves, I'll look at the other two and say, well, you've now actually succeeded on the prank, so you can tell him the truth, and he can feel better.
I will
But
leave that to Rivulette. I would not want to step on her toes for the prank.
We want him to tell the other people first, right?
Yeah, you also want him to believe it, so he's like all the way up to the last second. He's not trying too hard.
Right. Well, I'm like having such regret. I did not think this through before I said it as a player, and completely undermined
Oh, well,
knowing that we're playing the prank on Fairlos completely undermined his ability to trust Fairlos, and that I don't feel good about.
Rivulette, I think I might be able to fix it.
Oh yeah, because if when the time comes
Because
and Furlos
Fairlos keeps
announces
saying
the
it's not a
winner,
prank, it's not a prank, it's not
because
a
she
prank.
does, yeah, because she
you can
realizes
trust me.
yeah,
what's
and
Furlos
going
is going to be
on.
announced
wins
as the winner.
prank
That's going to be
war.
awful.
All-
Yeah.
It's going to be horrible, and I've just
all I-
undermined one of our most important alliances, and like that was not something I thought through, and I don't.
All I
feel
need to
good
do
about
is go tell him that I told you that as a prank on you.
Okay.
Easy peasy.
And then he can still go
Would that be
out.
all right? Is that good with you?
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
And then he can still go out and help with telling other people.
Mm.
And still know that he's going to be in the running.
It
All
sounds good. All right. And I'll go find him and tell him that.
Understand.
Wait, but it's still the same issue.
Well, no,
with
because now he
Fair-
knows that
Now
that
he
was.
knows it's not true, that I was playing a prank on you.
But
and
isn't
you were trying to help
You
him.
can trust me. Things still going to be an issue when Fairless wins the prank war.
No, because now
Okay.
he knows that this has been extended by a week was a prank. So, look at it this way: he'll now think that I knew that you were doing a prank. So he'll realize in that moment,
Oh my God, it's the conspiracy board now. We're getting.
But you're still gonna, if you still win the war because of the thing that we're doing.
No, because now
Okay.
it won't
will
because
be fine.
he'll realize he'll still be able to do the whole week, and he'll just think that me repeating this is not a prank is because is kind of the truth, which is I knew the two of you were pulling a prank, and I wanted to make sure he knew this was serious.
But
So
the other part of it is that you're still gonna win the prank war, which undermines everything that we're all saying.
No, it does not. It does not. Because what is going to happen is when she wins the prank war, that's the end of the prank war for the year. We can then say, or we're talking out of game, sorry. We can then say what the prank was.
Okay.
So.
You're good. You're all good.
Oh, okay.
All right. So you go
I
to
still
talk
think
to
that was
Charles.
super funny.
That was pretty funny.
That was
great. About halfway through it, I was like, "Oh, you're really fucking Charles over." All right, interesting.
Charles.
Hey, you
need to
guys need something else?
I need to let you in on something. You kind of inadvertently got roped into a prank that I am playing.
Hmm?
I told Rivulette that they were extending the prank competition. They are not. I was pranking her.
Okay. Make a deception check.
20. Yeah.
I mean, it's a minimum of a 20, yes.
Yeah, let me see.
If,
As
if
long as I
anything, he
don't
should be
roll a
happy about it
one.
because now it makes sense why a bunch of us would be leaving before the prank war ends, right?
Well, you're going to be leaving right around the same day. I mean, the day after,
Deception.
actually. Mariah,
Yeah, but
really.
if it was true that the prank war is extended for a week, then it'd be weird for me to be asking all these folks to get on a boat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So keep pranking. Keep having fun. It's not. It's going to end on time.
Okay. He believes you, but he is still extremely confused as to what the heck is going on exactly.
All right, you look confused. What are you not understanding? Which part?
Here's the thing. I don't think that you're going to tell me if I tell you what I'm confused about, that you're just going to reinforce whatever it is that I'm not working out just yet.
Charles, I will put it to you this way. I do not care who wins as long as it is not Prince Percypants.
Okay.
I cannot deal with him beating.
I'm just gonna go think about this for a while and see if I can figure out what you're up to.
Good luck. And insight, does he seem like he bought it and he's just suspicious of me personally?
No, he definitely believes what you said, but
Okay.
what you're saying is also kind of implicating that there's a lot of stuff going on that he doesn't know about.
I mean,
Got it. Okay.
And so while he believes what the things that you said, he also believes that there's a chance you could be holding some stuff back. And that would be reasonable in this circumstance.
Oh
He's
yeah,
not
it's prank
he's
war.
he's
I'd be
not a
disappointed.
moron, so he's going to be
Yeah.
thinking that, there's something you're holding back. And all of the incongruencies he's trying to work out in his head, and he's going to do a very good job tonight figuring it out with that role.
I mean, here's the good news. He's correct. It's just the person who wasn't telling him stuff was me. And then
Alright.
we're going to get on a boat and we will tell him what's going on and it'll be fine.
For audience's sake, he rolled an investigation of 24.
Good for him.
Can I deception him?
You already deceptioned him.
Well, for the lie, can I throw him off more?
Nah,
You
leave
don't
him. I think
know.
it's better that he figures it out
All right.
for everybody's sake.
But yeah, okay. So, that's Charles out of the way. He said he would come along
Yes.
with you no matter what. So,
Wait, I
Right.
have to just clarify something. The letter decoding stuff, I
Sure.
didn't want to have done that in front of Charles.
you didn't need to. We're very fluid here. We're trying to get our
Okay,
timelines.
I just want to
smashed.
clarify that's a thing that
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
not be.
Absolutely.
And anything I wrote out on a piece of paper, I would have made sure was fully
sure.
destroyed and distributed across
Absolutely.
multiple trash cans, kind of not.
It's good for you to let me know, but honestly, I was assuming that already. But it's
Okay,
still fine for you to let me
Just,
know.
I always feel the need to clarify.
Some DMs.
Can you tell
it's a
when
good
people
reason.
have DM trauma, audience?
We love
I
you,
get
Jen.
it. I get it. Absolutely understand.
Ugh.
I would have, if really with me, I would have been like, was Charles in the room for that? And then we would have clarified.
Okay.
Yeah, especially with all this happening over several days and we're jumping back and forth. So
Would you have clarified, Sim?
What? Yes.
Just checking. Okay.
We'll revisit that offline. I'm not sure what you're saying.
All right.
now the
So,
prank war has extended into real life. What's going on?
All right. So you have
Yeah.
Prank war ARGs.
room for at least, well, technically room for, I think, one more person really. So
Okay, so
who's your first?
we've got
who's your
Frog,
first?
Charles,
I
and
think-
Fro. We had
I
Abelina,
think
Elizabeth, and Grim.
Grimtooth should
You want to
be
do Grimtooth first?
because I think we talked about that having a professor
Yeah.
feels like a really
It could be good. It could also work against us.
How so?
We would effectively have a chaperone who is not necessarily going to give us freedom to do stupid shit.
Well, I think we need to make it clear this is our boat and we are in charge. And I trust Grimtooth actually the most to respect that, since this is not something that we're doing on school business.
I mean, it's not even about being for the school. It's about him being the adult.
Though by looping him in on this, we are opening up the possibility of involving the faculty in ways that we hadn't previously.
That is true.
Which is not something I previously considered.
I feel like if we bring him, we are adding a lot of complications in how we may deal with situations, because what we do will reflect on him. What he believes could limit us.
Real quick, out of character, how old is Grimtooth?
Grimtooth is 43 years old.
Okay. He is older than me then.
He is a bugbear. Yeah, at 43 years old, he's normal human. Bugbears have normal human lifespans, so 43 is 43.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, who do we have on our list still? Abelina, Grimtooth,
Abelina, Elizabeth, and Grimtooth are the three that were on the list to ask, but have not yet been asked. And it sounds like we need one more.
I think. Why are we thinking? I think we may have the same concern.
Focusing too much on one particular person.
Agreed. Completely agreed.
She's lovely, but if Charles is put into a difficult situation, she is not necessarily going to be able to act with a level head.
I mean, to be blunt about it, while I trust you and your instincts on Abelina, I do kind of feel the same way about her for different reasons. Now, they don't involve another crew member, but it is something to consider that, once again, while I'm behind you on this and I am happy to ask her, I do have that same exact concern when
and that's fair.
The seagull shit hits the fan.
That's fair. My belief and my hope is that this will inspire greater things in her. I just feel like perhaps she has not had an opportunity to be something more than a little girl who jumps at bumps in the night. She's had a taste of adventure. We can ask her, and if it is not to her liking, she can say no.
Well, it sounds like of all of the concerns we have with the last three, that is the least of our concerns. So, would you like to be the one who asks her, Dominique?
I'm fine with that, unless Rivulette wishes to. I mean, they have the nature connection.
No, I think you seem to have a connection with her already, and that would be worth using to have that conversation.
Do either of you care to join?
If you'd like us there, I'm happy to be there.
I think it would be beneficial for her to see that we're all on the page.
Invite her up.
All right.
The chat's saying that Dominique is very hard to hear.
Oh,
yeah,
no!
Katie, if you can move closer to your mic, maybe.
Is that better?
It sounds about the same to me. Can you turn up your gain a little, maybe?
The gain will fuck me up. Give me 1 second to adjust it in Zoom.
Yeah.
In Zoom.
That's probably a better way to do it.
Microphone. Input. All right, y'all. How's that?
Oh, that's
much better. Thank you.
Yay!
Thank you for letting us know, chat.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, I appreciate that, Batty Giraffe.
Merci, chat.
That's a great name.
That is a great name.
All right, Abelina is your first stop.
Well, we'll invite her up to the room. I feel like that's the one thing Fairlos will insist on is like our room.
We'll hold court.
I'm gonna make sure to have popcorn and some snacks.
In relation, so here's two actual people I need to ask you about real quick. In the exact way that we were talking about earlier with Charles, how much of what you've discussed have you discussed around your two frog roommates?
Probably nothing, but Frog in a wizard hat will know soon enough because at
Sure.
Fairlos's plan is to tell everybody the details.
Basically at the docks sort of deal.
Yeah, they're on the boat, but we haven't left yet. Here's what's going on. This is why we waited to tell you all the details into this. I will not blame you if you decide at this point to GTFO, but please don't tell anybody.
Quick question. Just going back briefly to detect magic.
Sure.
Did anything else in our room ping?
Oh.
When that went off,
or at least anything
anything other than the expected
stuff,
goodies, including our friends if they were in the room, or anything they have.
I mean, other than their magic items that you know of already, no. The wizard hat is certainly quite magical,
but we knew that.
Okay, not the ring of mind shielding, but with the other ring I'm wearing.
Okay.
Okay.
No. That's a mundane ring.
Awesome.
Riv, would you like me to have that on when we ask Abelina up?
I don't think it's a bad idea to be just aware if people are. I think transparency of those who we are asking might be a useful thing to know. Certainly in this case.
No, I don't mind. Give me about 11 minutes and Fairlos will sit on the edge of her bed holding her hammer and ritually cast Detect Magic before Abelina comes on up.
Hi?
Bonjour, Abelina. Come in.
I'm good. I was just about to go home.
Well, we had something we wanted to talk to you about. Do you have a little time that you could stay?
Oh, yeah. No, it's fine. I just, I don't have a dorm here, so.
Abelina, you kept our secret.
Mm-hmm.
Insight?
Yeah, can there be a bit of a default, like our passives are working as we're doing
I've
this?
got your passives up over here, yes.
Okay.
But if you want to make an active roll, you absolutely can.
I'll stick with my passive because Fairlos is also kind of... She's less concerned actually about Abelina and more she's taken Rivulet's advice just in case like some invisible person is coming into the room to try to do a prank. So I'm keeping kind of an eye on the whole room.
Oh. Nice.
I've got a 21 going.
I've got a 19.
Fair enough.
And a 16 passive for those who are not able to see our
14 here. It's not that great.
14's not bad.
I'm really good at lying. Not so much at reading people.
As far as you can tell, it seems like she's telling the truth.
So, I made you a promise that if you kept our secret, we would be friends.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you kept the secret. We do know that one person was told. But we're okay with it. Do you know who we're talking about?
No.
You did not tell anyone?
No.
Interesting.
I'm going to give her another check with disadvantage. That's a good thing it was disadvantage. She's definitely lying to you. On that point, at the very least. Although, technically, she can't possibly have been telling the truth earlier if she's lying now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Abelina. Come clean.
I mean, I had to tell my dad. And, he and some other people who he works with and the school counselor and a couple of the other students. And like only 4 of the teachers and like 6 guys I met on the docks that I was talking to about it, and um
Why?
and oh they made me.
How did they make you? All
I
those
have
people?
it, it was a lot. It's a lot of things have happened in the last, so it's are you gonna
So
are you
a
gonna hurt
reminder,
me?
Abelina's father is an important.
He's the
Is he?
governor of
He's the
Avela.
governor. Yeah, I knew he was some sort of dignitary.
That's why she's so keen on proving herself, because people think that she's here because of whatever the word is.
Right.
That
I remembered he
yeah.
was something
Nepotism.
important.
Nepotism,
I'm
thank
sorry,
you.
everyone. My brain is not working so well
You're fine.
today.
Listen, this is good for people at home who have also forgotten about some of the stuff
Sure.
that's going on. So
Yeah.
so yeah. But that's why she talks about going home instead of going to the dorm.
Abelina, why did you tell them?
I don't know. I just wanted to seem cool. Are you gonna hurt me?
No.
No.
Hurt you? No.
Okay.
Look, I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed.
All right.
But I'm just a bit curious about your reasoning, because that to me is the most important part of what you were doing. There can be reasons that people do things that can be righteous and understandable, and there can be reasons people do things that are
Not.
not as
Everybody was
justifiable.
telling really cool stories in the tavern, and I wanted to tell a cool story, so I told them about the reactor. It was
So it was you wanted to feel validated.
yes.
You needed to feel important.
Do you know what is happening over there right now?
I don't know. Well, I mean, other than what the headmaster said, but that sounds awful. So I'm sure that that's wrong.
24 ships have taken over the island.
Okay.
They
So
have forced out
Mhm.
everyone else, and they are taking the reactor for themselves.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
not good. It's
Okay.
not good. It's actually the opposite of good. It's terrible.
I want to go now.
Just to be clear,
you need to stay and hear this, because you need to understand the consequences of sharing information with everyone. You need to understand what can happen as a result of that. Now, this is not only your fault, and I don't want you to think it is, but there is a consequence for this that now we have to clean up. Do you understand that?
Yep.
Now, personally, I'm going to need to speak with my friends here, because we were going to offer something to you. But in light of this information, I need to speak with them to see if that would still be on the table.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Do you mind waiting outside?
No, I can wait outside.
Okay, thank you.
She goes
What-
outside.
Do we want to ask her to help clean up the mess, or are we saying we don't and cannot trust her?
If we actually want her to clean up the mess, we'll need to make her feel that she'll be more important by taking those actions.
Exactly.
I agree with that. My only concern is that technically what we are doing has very little, if nothing, to do with the reactor. So this, I think the way to approach
The new
this,
secret.
yeah, the way to approach this is we want you to come and help us, and
Okay.
you'll need to prove that you now understand about keeping secrets. And this is why. Because
The only way she's going to keep secrets is if she feels important, and
Validated,
and
she
that
said.
and that keeping the secret will make her more important than sharing the secret. That
Right.
sharing the secret will reduce her status in the world.
Okay.
And this is sort of this is where Riv sort of does the Sherlock thing
Yeah.
of reading and finding the exact points of how this would need to be manipulated and twisted into the threads and the tapestry of what needs to be presented to Abelina to make this work.
All right. I think we are in agreement then to give her the chance.
At this point, I feel like it's only fair, but we do need to
Are
be.
we willing to? Are we willing to put our most important secrets at risk?
I mean, honestly, this is in my mind, this is your secret. So it should be your decision, and no matter what you decide, I will back you.
I'd like 3 insight checks from all of you guys right now.
Sure.
I am sure she's still in the room as a spider or some shit.
Well,
I'm just going to go ahead and say that.
I mean, yeah, like
I'm
No.
conversing
Furloughs.
without.
we know how to have these conversations without.
Yeah.
And we technically haven't. Yeah, 22.
You have a good estimation of who Abelina is from just interacting with her and seeing her interact with other people just now. Regardless of if she's trustworthy or untrustworthy, not only is there no guarantee that she'll say yes, she seems extremely unlikely to say yes based on her previous interactions with both Dominique just now and previously.
So I will agree with Dominique that Riv, in the end, I think we should be guided by your instincts on this because you are the most at risk. That being said, I think at this point this is less about whether we trust her and more about whether we really want her along and if she wants to come along. I think.
I mean, I'm not going to force her.
But what I'm saying is if our concern is...
I think the consequences of it going badly with her, a direct line to the governor.
That's fair.
Versus, what's Elizabeth's family like? What's Elizabeth's connection?
One moment.
Is she... I mean, I know most of this school is the rich kids.
Elizabeth is from Dornansingen, so she is from Hivern Union, and she is another like Charles and yourself. She is a scholarship.
Scholarship.
Yeah,
Okay.
she has a scholarship entry to the school. She has a family and back in Dornansingen who apparently work as dock workers. So she's not necessarily.
Ooh, dock workers are the center of information.
Yeah. She is to be clear, she is the daughter of a union household.
Fantastic. Let's get her. All I need to know. Unions will get things done. No.
So yeah, it sounds like that's Abelina is gonna be a pile of nerves the whole time. Let's be honest. And if we're gonna have a pile of nerves, I'd rather have it be the excited, happy nerves of Charles and Elizabeth.
All right.
Do you guys want to try Grimtooth first, or do you want to do Elizabeth next?
I thought Elizabeth.
I'll
be honest, I really do not want a teacher.
Background. The other thing we should be thinking about, though, is if we're going through war-torn waters, are we going to have issues with people with certain passports?
Well, Grimtooth is also from Hivern.
Everybody's from Hivern. Okay.
Not everybody, but yeah, a lot of people are.
We need to have a conversation in a very private location because that is something I need to discuss.
Well, I got this. Well, first, Dominique, will you go let Abelina down gently?
Yes.
And meanwhile, we can.
She is not outside.
I'm going to look for her.
Make a investigation check.
Ew. That's not great. Oh, okay. 15.
What do we got here? Okay, so you ask a couple of people you see in the hallway, and you learn that Abelina left, or at least has begun the process of leaving the school currently.
I'm gonna try to catch up to her.
Sure. She has quite a bit of a head start on you.
Okay.
But you do know where she's probably going, which would be her home. So, I mean, do you want to try? Basically, the question is, do you get to her before she gets to her house?
Right. I'd like to try to. I'd
okay.
rather not have to ask the governor to talk to his upset daughter.
Yeah, because that's
and
probably
then
going to be a no.
upset her more.
Well, I mean, that's just going to be a no, probably.
Yeah.
So if you don't get to her before then, you're not going to be able to talk to her tonight. Go ahead and make Actually, let me just do something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
How scared is she currently? You don't catch
You
her.
didn't threaten her that hard.
I mean, we technically didn't threaten her at all. We were just Dominique pulled out the I'm not
scary.
upset.
Yeah,
you pulled out I'm not upset, I'm just disappointed, which like
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, I picked a skill at random that kind of fit what we were looking for here, but she rolled a natural 20.
Yeah. Nope.
She fled.
All right, I'll head back.
Well, if anything, that just confirms that not someone we want on the boat.
Yes, that makes it easier.
With that said, now I would like... Okay, you still have your detect magic up, right?
It's 10 minutes, so yeah.
I need to see some... Well, first of all, Dominique, I need you to make a wisdom save with disadvantage.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, nice. 17.
17. Okay. That's
it was the Jester and the Fool card. That's awesome.
That's all.
Okay.
So when she gets back, so it sounds like the problems with Grimtooth are teacher, and the problems with Elizabeth are Charles. To be honest, there is not going to be a perfect candidate here. Everybody's going to have a reason why we would be concerned. I mean, even my brother, the last thing I need is for a protective brother to be overprotective. But I'm okay with either.
I would prefer Elspeth, but I can see the wisdom in taking Grimtooth. I just feel like it would hobble us. Like, put chains around our ankles like they do horses. I don't like it.
If it makes you feel any better, and you watch it, Fearless will stand to her full height and keep her hand on the hammer and say, I respect Grimtooth completely and understand and will follow him as a teacher. But this is not his boat, and this is not his mission. And if, for whatever reason, he decides to pull rank as a professor on a trip that is ours to begin with, I will not be chained down by his opinions.
Valid.
My concern still is also our reflection. Our actions will reflect on him. And I am not above lies and deceit.
No.
Shut up, you!
The school messages you. No,
I want to say that was Reginald.
No, we're not talking in front of Reginald. Well, unless I'm mistaken, and
Also, can he leave? He has classes to teach, does he
Oh,
not?
great. All right.
Well,
now
he's
you've
been
asked that
in-
question. Make an insight check.
He's been in the hospital ward for
Right,
a while.
but someone
so
has had to cover his classes. 12.
right, but it means that he can miss classes. Someone can keep covering.
But no, everybody can make
In
an insight
theory.
check if they'd like to
Oh.
here. Because that once the question is raised, everybody gets to think about it, for lack of a better way to put it.
21.
There's no way he's coming with you. He's got classes
13.
to teach next week. You hear that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yep,
did.
I did.
Well, I think Fairlos realizes this and had kind of wanted him to come because I do not think he would pull rank like that. I believe that he would be respectful of.
On a 21, yeah, he'd probably be respectful of you.
And so
Is he
there's
not just
disappointment in Fairlos when she says, but I do not think he would leave the school in the middle of classes.
Well, he might have his own voyage that he has to do next week with some other students. In fact, at a 21, you now remember that is true. He has another voyage with some other students next week.
Yeah, he also has a voyage next week with some other students that he might not want to. Let me put it this way. I believe there's a possibility he would say yes if we told him everything going on beforehand, but I do not think he would say yes without that information, and I believe we are keeping things vague until we are on the ship. So I think Abelina is Elizabeth is
Next option.
yeah.
I've gotten them confused too sometimes.
Captions have
Yep.
vanished. We need to
I'm not going to be able to do that quickly, but I gotcha.
copy that.
Sorry,
Thank you
that's-
for letting us know.
I was literally typing it out. I'm working on captions, everybody.
Yeah.
Actually,
In the meantime, Dominique, do you want to go speak with Elizabeth, perhaps? You have
can we-
other options, but
I would like reveal it too.
sorry, wait.
Can we pause until we have captions again?
Sure. If it's yeah.
I'm
yeah,
double checking something
it's
because
important
if my thing
for
is up,
access.
we actually still have captions. Hold on.
Yeah.
Double
Did the meeting go away again,
Yeah.
perhaps?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Now let me
Oh.
get.
We have 30 minutes in a meeting.
Why is this? Okay.
Let's see.
Why aren't those on?
All in favor of
Say-
trying to put a wizard hat on a sailboat? Say aye.
Put a wizard hat on a sailboat. What?
I'm here for it.
Thanks for waiting.
Hold on, because I might have fixed it in the short term and then.
I'm sorry if my signing's not good.
Okay, so temporary captions are up because I have a plugin that uses the Twitch closed captions
Right.
to send captions. So those are still
Great.
up and going. So if you are looking for captions, I'll get the other ones going in a second. But right now there are, if you just activate the closed captions on Twitch, those are going.
Okay.
So we can keep
So
going while
captions
I'm fixing.
on Twitch.
Go
Sorry.
into the settings button on the video screen and then click closed caption options.
Let's put this in the chat,
Yeah. That's
Okay.
going in chat.
please. Thank you.
But at least we can
I
keep
also-
going while I get the other
Yeah.
ones going. Because we do have captions. Because sometimes I'm awesome.
Often.
Okay.
Okay. They're not showing.
I found it. Next to the gear for settings on the video screen is the captions button. It says CC.
Yeah,
Hit
that
that.
does work. Yeah. It's just the CC button.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is the embedded closed captions, just like it's embedded in the player. No, that's not what I want to do.
Yeah, I can see them right now when I turn them on. So, oh, that is not working. Well,
I think there's a delay.
Oh yeah, because Anyway, here's also
possible.
the Google
Yeah.
chat link.
Sorry.
So we're working our best here, but we got little problems here and there from not being prepared that's I guess that makes it our fault a little bit. Not being prepared properly for we're prepared, but not 100% prepared.
No one's prepared for Helena or whatever her name was.
Hurricanes.
I'm just lucky they didn't knock our
There we go.
power out. Am I working over here?
should be
Yeah.
back in.
Yes. Okay, I'm in.
Yep.
All right, we're all in.
Yay!
Okay.
Yep. I'm getting them back
Everybody
on the.
good?
Yep.
Yes.
And then we're just waiting for it to show back up on the thingy. And...
Oh, yeah. This will take a
Okay.
second, but I'll get
Yep.
them.
Also,
Okay.
Also, we were talking about tech gremlins before, and I was like,
Alright.
it's seagulls. That's what it is.
Tech
Ew.
seagulls.
Yeah.
The tech seagulls. All right. So it looks like our captioning is going.
Oh, yeah.
Dominique, do you want to go speak with Elizabeth or anyone else? There are other options. I'm not trying to narrow you guys into one selection here.
I was going to let Rivulet do that because I figure I'm dealing with trying to talk to Abelina. So
Okay.
keep
Rivulet,
things
then.
moving.
Actually, could somebody else do conversation
I'll do it
today?
if you don't
Yeah,
want to. Yeah.
I'm just not.
I was just going to give you a chance if you wanted to.
No,
Okay.
I'd be happy to do it if I'm doing it next
Yeah.
week. I think just today
Yeah.
I'm not. This is not the
Yeah,
moment for me to do that right now.
Thank you
Fair
for
enough.
the gift subs. Holy. Oh, and the hype train.
Holy moly.
Thank
Uh,
you.
Look at all this.
Yeah, but I think all three of us probably go. We do the same thing.
Yeah.
We invite her up to the
Right.
room.
As a group.
Yeah.
Hi. What is it you guys needed?
We wanted to find out if you would be interested in coming on a little adventure with us next week.
So, knowing Elizabeth,
Sure.
other than Charles,
Yeah.
what makes her tick?
Okay.
We've known her
Elza-
for a while.
Elizabeth is it would be fair to call her a little bit free-spirited and up to mischief from time to time. She is good friends with Charles's friends too. They're all kind of a friends group. And if you're asking what makes her tick, you've known her for about 3 years now. She is very focused. Okay, so none of her family has ever gone to school or college before. So as much as she is up for like adventuring here and there and doing wild and crazy things and silly stuff, she would never do anything to put her chances at school at risk. She's not necessarily like trying to be a straight A student, but she wants to finish school and get her degree. Possibly to go back and help her family. It's hard to tell exactly what her meanings are for this, but
Okay.
So listen, in a couple of days, we are going on a very important mission. We have a task we need to accomplish. We can't tell you a lot of the details until you are on the ship for security reasons. But we need some people to help out with the ship, and we need people that we trust.
okay. Well, I mean, I know ships a little bit, so yeah.
We've already got several other people, including Charles, coming with us. So
You won't need an insight check to see her like kind of perk up at that particular note.
there might be a reason that I said that specifically. Yeah, so you will be missing classes for a little while, but I can assure you this is an incredibly important thing. It is also going to be dangerous. I will not lie about that.
Well, if it's registered with the school, then it's fine. I'll just get school credit for going.
we're not registered with the school on this, right? We have
Oh no,
permission to
for
go.
sure.
Yeah, we have
This is a
permission to be
official school.
gone.
Yeah, this is an official school trip. You will, not lose
Oh.
credits for when you're gone.
Because
Oh, okay.
yeah, Marlo knows this is happening, right?
Yeah, I just thought like we just had permission to miss classes. I didn't know
You
that
guys
we were
are
getting...
going. No, you guys are going on a philosophical adventure, as it's written down in the books.
Yes, it is.
What's? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I will tell her, yes, this is sanctioned by the school, and so we will let them know that you are joining us, and you will get credit for being on this mission.
Okay.
What's Elizabeth's concentration at the school?
She is. Give me one moment. She is a her focus is on learning about the Feywild and Fey creatures in general. Class-wise, I can tell you she is a ranger, specifically a Fey Wanderer ranger.
God, she would have been so
Okay.
useful at the reactor. Ah!
Yeah. And we've had no sense that there's anything Feywild related to where we're going, right?
Not
I
any more
mean-
than anything else. No.
And
The oceans themselves have there's a lot of places. So that is one of the navigational hazards that you have to deal with when you're out on the ocean. Sometimes the barrier between the Feywild and the real material plane is
Oceanic
little
Feywild!
yeah,
is a little
Aquatic
thinner.
Feywild!
Is a little thinner in certain places, and you don't know until you get real close, and you're like, I'm going to go around that hole.
Okay. I was just trying to see if there are things that we can sort of dangle as bait on that front.
I believe.
Which-
Yeah,
I mean, I think Charles is probably all of the bait we need,
yeah.
but also
So
I
it's been
think
a few
important
days.
that we.
It's been a few days. I want to give you guys an opportunity to insight check. Not to interrupt y'all. I'm going to get back to that. I'm going to give all you guys a chance to insight check because Elizabeth and Charles have already started dating.
Oh,
Teen.
Also-
I
Damn
have
it.
no clue about it.
Also, I will say,
Well, my passive, I guess, would
Your passive might
is
for
a
sure.
16.
Yeah. Actually, yes. Furlos and Rivulet, both your passives are enough to tell you that is going on now.
and I will say I did also ritually cast detect magic before she came in once again for all the safety reasons. So
She has a couple of magic items on her, but they're just they're not necessarily magic items you know of, but
Yeah.
she does have some magic items that she's picked up on her adventures that she's gone on the last 3 years.
yeah, I think this is less about
Mm-hmm.
anything in specific for her and more like, did someone invisible come into the room, and or am I sensing
Detect-
bluish?
So I'm going to be clear here. Detect magic will not tell you about invisible people
Oh, okay.
or anything
Yeah.
that is invisible that requires you to see invisibility. There is a spell for that. See
What
invisibility.
are you trying to see? An invisible person or
So Riv had
Sorry.
been concerned about magical stuff, and so
Mm-hmm.
now I think Fairless is just in the habit of casting detect magic for all of these interviews. So that's really it.
That's fair.
if you
But
I don't think it's an actual concern about.
Rivulet, you were about to say something before I interrupted for the insight checks.
I don't remember what I was.
We were
gonna say.
talking about dangling
okay.
something in front of her, and that Charles is probably enough, but giving her another avenue of being interested in going.
Yeah,
It's all right if you don't, but
I don't. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
No, you're fine.
she I could sure. Yeah. I think that could be fun. And it's again, as long as I'm getting school credit, I'm definitely there.
You're getting
Yeah.
school credit, but like I said, it will be dangerous, so I wanted you to be aware. And we will give all of the details on the boat before we leave, so you will have the opportunity to back out once you hear everything.
I trust you guys. Charles really, really trusts you guys, so
Well, we appreciate that. And I give her
Yeah,
the date.
we have to find things that for her that are interesting beyond Charles. She needs more of a life.
oh, she does. Yeah.
Oh, good.
I have to
I've
imagine.
got my own thoughts on this.
Yeah, I have to imagine the two of them. They seem pretty cool, and like the fact that
Well, the problem is they just started dating, so like the only thing they're thinking about right now is each other. But
Yeah.
we'll get there.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah. No, but that's why I'm really curious what else would be interesting to her or areas of expertise for her. And
Well, I'd imagine we're about to find out on this trip.
Elsbeth,
Yes.
I assume if I need someone to bounce ideas off of that I might not want to bounce off these two, I can pick your brain.
Absolutely. No problem. What do you want to talk about?
I do that when they're not listening.
All right.
I appreciate that Dominique manages to be sneaky and very obvious all at the same time. But with that,
Well,
and I will give her the information. Here's where where we are. Here's when we're leaving. Be here at this time.
Fair enough. I think that's a good point for us to say we're done. You've got your people together. You guys can start sailing at the beginning of the next episode, which will be in 2 weeks for the audience's sake. Next week we will be doing a bonus action episode. I don't know who all will be here except for myself, and I assume Katie, maybe.
Maybe not.
I can run it myself. I can run that myself at the very least. So
That's good because I cannot be here because I will be playing Shostakovich.
Nice.
I'm gonna go watch Brennan Lee Mulligan run a game.
Oh, yay!
Enough.
Yeah.
At DreamHack,
Yeah.
I think Latia is also out at DreamHack. I may be able to be here.
Well, if it's just me, it's just me.
There we go.
Shostakovich.
Sorry, everybody.
Yeah, there will be a bonus action where we will talk about the game so far. We will talk about DMing and playing and all of the fun things that make gaming tick. And it's otherwise a week off for folks who have other things happening.
Let's go ahead and do our credits. Cartography by Shane Peku, cartography by Shane Peku Sci-Fi, maps by Luke Stratton, maps by Eightfold Paper, music by Tabletop Audio, character tokens by Greek46, overlays by Brian Podell of Exploding Dice. Thank you to our moderators, Billith and Strike Redkite. And
thank you to everybody for hanging through us during all the tech issues. And if you are in the path of the hurricane or being affected, we hope that everything gets safe soon.
Let us quickly go through everybody in case you have something you want to plug before we go. Katie?
Yeah, hey, I do actually have something new to plug. Starting next Thursday at 8 p.m. on Unmade Gaming, I am going to be participating in a new stream called The Witching Hour. I will be playing Winifred Augustine Blaylock, who is a Cambridge-trained museum curator with a dark past. So it's going to be an absolutely wonderful game. It will again be on Unmade Gaming's Twitch channel, and you can find out more on my socials. And I am at Goblin Katie everywhere. Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Boom.
There you go.
Next.
All right. Lauren?
I don't have anything extra to plug, although if you happen to be in the Pacific Northwest, the Bellevue Symphony is going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff, including Shostakovich 5. Come listen to an intense, amazing piece that will make you laugh and cry and realize that half the music coming from Russia is really, really sarcastic.
And Jen?
I will be around on the interwebs. Duskmorn, Magic the Gathering's Duskmorn set, which I worked on, is out in the universe, and please check it out. It's very cool. I'm really proud of it. If you like horror, it's got all sorts of cool monsters, including several that made me go, I want to write an entire campaign about this, because this is just so cool. So yeah, check that out. Also check out the stories that Mira Grant wrote, if you want to get an intro to that world and some spooky short stories. Please check your voter registration status at vote.gov and do that voting thing. I know early ballots are going out in some places, and go do some homework and check out what you've got in your local elections, in your national elections, all of the things. It's really important.
Make sure that you are visited by the voting cat.
Yes, the voting cat
Yes.
says the voting cat and Snarky both say vote.
Mhm.
Indeed.
All right. And with that, I have to say that I still don't have an outro yet, so don't die, and we'll see you next week.